Winter is not even here yet, and the diesel supply chain is already falling short of demand at an accelerated rate. Now, we have discussed this before, but now the diesel levels are even lower than they were in past months. Tight refining capacity coupled with the ever-depleting stockpiles will lead to threatening consumer supplies of goods and materials for the coming weeks and months. If diesel supplies continue to dwindle too low due to supply crunches, critical transportation networks such as ships, trains, and airplanes and truck shipments will be severely impacted. But before we jump down that rabbit hole, I want to remind you to subscribe and click that little bell for notifications so you don't miss anything. We give you more than car reviews, and for 6 of new vehicles, we give you car smarts, because knowledge is power. There is still a national diesel fuel shortage. This does not mean that we will run out of diesel, but the impact of a diesel shortage will impact every American. How is that? Well, diesel is also a power generation source for many utility companies. It's also used in various capacities to heat homes and businesses in many parts of the world. In late October, Mansfield Energy issued a code red for diesel supplies in America's Northeast and Southeast regions. Bloomberg reported that within months, almost every region of the planet will face a danger of a diesel shortage, just as supply crunches in nearly all the world's markets have worsened. Then you add inflation on top, and that's going to hurt growth. The crisis can clearly be seen at the pumps, where diesel prices are now noticeably higher than gasoline prices, and they have been for a while, which are also sky high. And if things continue on their current direction, the diesel crisis could become a perfect storm and add inflation as the accelerant, and the likes of which the world has never seen before. We're going to have more supply shortages. Diesel and fuel prices in general are based on crude prices as set on a global market. Due to the supply bottlenecks and other problems, demand in some markets is far outpacing the supply, which in turn affects everyone. Now, this is basic economics 101. Anything and everything that gets moved in our economy, diesel is there. Higher prices, lower supply means that more than just the expense and the limits of moving stuff around the country. The lack of diesel also means that people potentially could freeze to death because we use it for energy, and that is a much larger factor. The cost to the United States economy is about $100 billion, and that will impact everyone and everything. As of this week, diesel inventories are at their lowest point ever since 1982, when the government first began tracking and reporting data on fuel. Diesel supplies are also at their lowest level ever for this time of year. The U.S. currently has just a 25-day supply of diesel fuel, the lowest level since 2008. What this means, just to be clear, is that if all diesel production stopped immediately, the country would run out of fuel in 25 days. Of course, diesel is still being produced every day, so the 25 days remaining figure will still be 25 days remaining tomorrow and the day after that. If production and supply problems persist, over time, that number could gradually drop off to a lower supply, and then we have bigger issues. As for diesel distillants, which are gasoline, diesel fuel, kerosene, jet fuel, are to some degree distillants, the 4-week rolling average supply, and this based on fluctuating demand, and demand has increased to its highest seasonal level since 2007, just before the infamous 2008 market crash. According to an article from zerohedge, prices for U.S. diesel in spot market of New York Harbor have risen more than 265% since President Biden took the oath of office in 2021. Prices have reached $5.37 a gallon in the spring of 2022 and have since slumped to $5.14 a gallon. The tightest diesel market in the country right now is in the Northeast, where oil refineries have been shut down one by one over the past several years. What this means for availability of winter heating oil and jet fuel supplies remains to be seen. One last item I'd like to mention: there is no fossil fuels in fossil fuels. Every time you hear the term fossil fuels being used by the experts, you're being lied to. In 1892 at the Geneva Convention, J.D. Rockefeller paid scientists to call oil fossil fuels to induce the idea of scarcity. The truth is, oil is the second most prevalent liquid on the earth next to water and regenerates within the earth faster than it could be depleted. Well, there is so much more to discuss on this. Put that in the comments down below and let's start the conversation. If you like this video, give it a like and subscribe for more videos like this one. If you have any questions or comments, because you always do, I'll be happy to answer them. You can support me by buying us a cup of coffee. The link is in the description below, plus the links for our website, social media, podcast, and book. I'm Lauren Fix. Thank you so much for watching.